Not Quite a Mermaid by Linda Chapman. Chapter 1. Electra the mermaid swam beside the coral reef and looked out at the small rocky island standing all alone in the deep sea. The waves were breaking against its dark, jagged cliffs. "I wonder what's on that island over there," she said. "It looks really exciting." She flicked back her long red hair and glanced around. "I bet it wouldn't take me long to swim to it. Do you dare me to try?" Sam and Sasha, the mer-twins who lived in the cave next door to Electra, stared at her. "No way," Sam said, his green eyes widening in alarm. "You know we're not allowed to go outside the coral reef into the deep sea, Electra." Sasha nodded. "Dad says there are sharks and electric eels and giant squid out there. You could get injured or even killed if you tried to swim to the island." Electra frowned. "Electric eels and giant squid are just stories. I've never seen any. And as for sharks, well, they never come around here. Not unless they're following something, anyway." She scanned the sea between the mermaid's reef and the rocky island. It was calm with just a few waves breaking in white ripples. She was sure she could easily swim out to the island. "I'd be fine. I could get there and back, no problem." "No," Sam told her. "You'll get into trouble. You mustn't go." Electra sighed. "You mustn't" were words she seemed to hear every day at the moment. You mustn't dive off the high rocks. You mustn't go swimming into the deep caves. You mustn't swim outside the reef. It wasn't fair. Sometimes it seemed like she wasn't allowed to do anything exciting at all. She hadn't minded so much when she was little. Then it had been fun to stay near Mermaid Island and play in the safe waters. But now that she was 9, she longed to go exploring. "I want to go," she protested. "It's boring here." She looked around at the sharp coral reef that circled Mermaid Island. It jutted out of the sea and acted as a barrier, keeping out any dangerous sea creatures. Only adult merpeople were allowed to swim through the gate and out into the deep sea, but they hardly ever did. Most of the time, they stayed happily in the peaceful turquoise waters near their island, talking, laughing, swimming with the seahorses, fish, dolphins, and other sea creatures that they shared their lives with. Merpeople didn't like exploring. They liked staying out of sight, safely hidden from curious humans. But Electra wasn't like most merpeople. She longed for adventure. "You know," she said, looking at the rocky island out at sea again, "I think a sea fairy lives out there." "A sea fairy," Sam and Sasha echoed. Electra nodded. She wasn't sure she really believed in sea fairies anymore, but she knew that the twins, who were a year younger than her, did. "If I went out, I might meet her." She looked at the twins. "We could all go together," she suggested. "I bet the sea fairy would grant us a wish, and maybe some fairy food." Sam and Sasha almost looked tempted. "Sea fairies make magic sweets," Electra went on, trying to persuade them. "Sugar seahorses that change flavor in your mouth, and tiny starfish that explode like sherbet when you eat them." "Magic sweets," sighed Sasha, twisting her long blonde plait. And wishes, said Sam longingly. For a moment, Electra thought they might actually agree to come with her, but then Sam shook his head. It's too dangerous, he said, looking at his sister. We can't. Dad would be cross with us. Sasha nodded. Electra sighed in frustration and made up her mind. Then I'll go on my own. She dived into the water. No, Sasha exclaimed, following her down. Electra, don't. I won't be long, Electra said, searching for a gap in the coral wall. Make up an excuse if Mum comes to find me. But what shall we say? Sasha gasped. Anything. Electra found a space in the wall and quickly squeezed through, trying not to scratch herself on the sharp pink coral. As she bobbed up in the water on the other side of the reef, she grinned at Sam and Sasha's alarmed faces. I'll say hi to the sea fairy for you, she said, and then she plunged excitedly away into the deep sea.